Okay, this presentation will be conducted by Akram Keder, and our topics will be POP3S and SMPTS. Next slide. Okay, so POP3S, which stands for Post Office Protocol 3 or POP3, is the most commonly used protocol for receiving email over the internet. This standard protocol, which most email servers and their clients support, is used to receive email from a remote server and send to a local client. POP3 is a one-way client-server protocol, which is that email is received and held on an email server, and the 3 refers to the third versions of the original POP protocol. So this is an important point compared to the other ones, which is not a one-way client-server protocol. POP3 is a one-way client-server protocol. So that's a key difference right there. Okay, next slide. So continuing off of that, POP3 is built into most popular email clients, including Microsoft Outlook. The protocol will work provided that the email program is configured to host POP3. Each POP3 email server has a different address that must be entered into the email program for it to connect with the protocol. Users must also enter their username and password to receive email successfully. So I'll talk about that more in terms of the hardening later. Okay, next slide. Okay, some of the features. All emails are stored on a local machine, therefore less storage space is required. So this is pretty good in comparison to other types of email protocols, which is gonna require you to have more storage space because it's not stored on the local machine, but this one is. And also, attachments are already downloaded, therefore it is very easy to access them. So this will free up some of your time in comparison to the other email protocols where it might have to be downloaded on the go compared to the one like POP3, which is already downloaded. Okay, next slide. So these are some hardening recommendations I have for POP3 email protocol. Have a requirement for every user to have two-factor authentication. So meaning when you log in, either you're gonna have to put in your email and phone number, and you will receive some type of code to authenticate that this is really the user and not some other hacker or untrusted user. And also another hardening I have, recommendation I have is only allow trusted users. So people who has been inactive. So if you haven't been using this for more than 30 days or more, or if you're not have been verified, which means you shouldn't be on this, then you cannot have any type of access to POP3, to the specific POP3. Allow connections only on a secure port like 995. Okay, so these are all the three hardening recommendations that I have. All right, next slide. Okay, so we're discussing about STMP. STMP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is an application layer protocol. The client who wants to send the email opens a TCP connection to the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol server and then sends the mail across the connection. The Simple Mail Transfer Protocol server is always on listening mode. As soon as it listens for a TCP connection from any client. The Simple Mail Transfer Protocol processes initiate a connection through port 25. So this is important detail to remember. After successfully establishing a TCP connection, the client process sends the mail instantly. In the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol model, deals with the user agent UA. For example, Microsoft Outlook, Netscape, Mozilla, etc. In order to exchange the mail using TCP or MTA, which stands for Message Transfer Agent, is used. The user sending the mail doesn't have to deal with the MTA Message Transfer Agent, as it is the responsibility of the system administration to set up a local MTA. The MTA maintains a small queue of mails so that it can schedule repeat delivery of mails in case the receiver is not available. The message transfer protocol delivers the mail to the mailbox, and the information can later be downloaded by the user agent. So this is much different than what we discussed on POP3, which already has it downloaded by the time. Okay, next slide. So continuing off of that, SMTP is as vital to email as HTTP is to the internet. Domain filter continuously updates how SMTP server handle communications from sources. Changes will influence which email reaches the intended recipient. Usership-wise, SMTP is one of the most widely used email protocols. It uses domain key identified mail, which is DKIM for short, to detect forged emails and scams. It can use the digital signature to verify whether it is a real or a fake. I spelled fake there, but yeah. Right, next slide. Okay, so these are some features. Mail queuing processing, which is a directory that stores data and controls files for mail message that the send mail command delivers. It could send messages on a network outside the internet, which is a pretty cool feature compared to the other one where you would have to stay within the internet to send a message over the network. Okay, next is sending message include text, video, voice, and different types of graphics and images. Alright, next slide. So these are some hardening recommendations that we have for STMP. So to prevent a DOS attack, you have to limit connection setting. Another hardening recommendation is only allow connections through secure SMPT port 465, and same as the POP3 protocol is have a two-factoring authentication. So either you can set this up with an email or a phone number, and they will send you a code or some type of verification that it is really the user. And after you enter that, you'll be able to access. Okay, next slide. Okay, so these are the citations that I used for this presentation, and it's been a nice time presenting this. Have a nice day.